which gives them a pillared buttress effect. The social interaction between people and plants is very important, and we have a wonderful plant here that demonstrates that significance. This fish poison plant grows quite happily in the tropics of Australia and produces fruits which are highly toxic. The Aborigines actually took that seed and used it as poison to kill fish. Once the fish were cooked, the poison was rendered inactive, and therefore the Aborigines could eat the fish without being harmed themselves. The building had also to be a tropical climate, so therefore inside the walls, the skin of the building, there have been put 4 plant rooms which contain the appropriate technology and plant to supply the heat and humidity required in rainforests. The temperature in Adelaide can range outside from 0 degrees right up to 45 degrees. So therefore the climate control of the building is very important. The architect used very small misting nozzles and attached them to the beams of the building. These produce a fine mist. Since its opening, over 1 million visitors have come to this building. The main importance that school children take away is how finely balanced the ecosystem of rainforests are. And if one alters that balance, the rainforest probably goes into decline. So the education program very much is a tool to ram home the importance of conserving rainforest, as it's one of the more important ecosystems that we have.
Yes, the conservatory is an important educational resource that gives people a better understanding of the importance of tropical rainforests. Now, to our interview for the week. Ian talks with Dr. Frida Briggs, perhaps Australia's best-known expert on child protection. She's had a lifetime of experience in a field that's a major concern for people all around the globe, protecting children from harm.
Well, Frida Briggs, thanks for your time. Firstly, you began your career in this area of paedophilia as a policewoman. Can you tell us what interested you?
Actually, it was child abuse itself that interested me, because I was often taking children into the care of the state, into children's homes, and realised that given their home backgrounds, they didn't stand a chance. And I was one of these soft-hearted policewomen who befriended children and sent them birthday presents and wrote to them and took them on outings. So from there I went into social work, where I was still dealing with the same children. But then in those days, social workers had to work the hours that suited their clients, which were usually evenings and weekends, and by that time I had a family. So I went into teaching. And of course, with that very strange background, I was placed in a really tough school, and realised as a teacher that I could spot abused children, neglected children that other teachers couldn't spot. They just knew that these kids had behaviour problems or other problems, and I began to realise how important teachers were in the identification of abuse and handling cases sensitively. So it's developed gradually over the years from then.
Frida, you've been working this area now for, I suppose, if you count all that experience, well, at least 50 years.
Yes.
Now, do you think things are any better? Because parents today say, look, I really am aware of the dangers out there and I try and protect my children. And do you think things are better now?
No, because most parents are still thinking in terms of dangerous strangers, and they are taking children to and from school and everywhere else, and think that is all they have to do. It's just too difficult to imagine that there could be a predator in your own home environment or social environment. And of course these people get away with it because they befriend the parents and groom the parents. And in schools, if you get a predator teacher in a school, they will groom the other staff and the school principal so that everybody trusts them, and then they relax their guard.
Is this a cultural thing in Western society? Because we're going out on this program to the whole of the Asia-Pacific region. I mean, is it something that's peculiar to our society?
No, it's international. When you go to international congresses on child abuse and neglect, there are representatives from all countries there, and they all experience the same problem. Other countries find it harder Because, for example, our Malaysian students tell us that children are not allowed to say no to adults, and I've worked in Fiji